I turned around and he hit me in the back of the head with a bat. So I went to my room and got my gun.
When Charles Vallow was shot to death on July 11th, 2019, he was in the middle of a bitter divorce with his wife, Lori.
Does your husband live here or no?
No, he's in Houston. We just moved in here.
He filed for divorce 5 months earlier. With court documents containing allegations, Lori claimed to be a god assigned to carry out the work of the 144,000 at Christ's second coming in July 2020, and that if Charles got in the way of her mission, she would murder him.
If you did something bad yesterday, the Lord wants you to say you're sorry today and just do better tomorrow.
Charles had gone to Lori's house in Chandler, Arizona to pick up the couple's 7-year-old son, JJ, the day Lori's brother, Alex Cox, shot him to death.
And he came at me with the bat again after he'd already hit me in the head, so I shot him to stop him.
As the killing is still being investigated, Court TV has uncovered more shocking court documents. Filed after Lori's bitter divorce from her third husband, Joseph Ryan. The motion asks the court to make her produce the couple's daughter, Ty Lee, as she's required to in their custody agreement.
This was not an amicable, uncontested, simple divorce by any means. This is the epitome of a contested, ugly custody battle.
This is the 2006 motion family law expert Randy Kessler finds to be both unusual and telling.
He filed a sort of unique, extraordinary document that says, Judge, make her let me see my child. Make her produce the child. Make her not skip my visitation.
Kessler characterizes the filing as a last resort for Joseph Ryan.
Good, but it's obvious that Dad is feeling desperate. He's got no other choice. Most people would do anything to avoid having to go pay a lawyer, to go to court, to confront their ex-spouse, just to get some time with their child.
On April 3rd, 2018, Joseph Ryan dies of a heart attack. He had been divorced from Lori since 2004. She went on to marry her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, in 2006.
Some people are hopeless romantics, and there's nothing wrong with, I picked the wrong person, I picked the wrong person, I picked the wrong person. But sooner or later, there's a saying we have, sooner or later, it's not the other side. If you get married 5 times, your marriage doesn't work 4 or 5 or 6 times, maybe it's not the other person's fault. Maybe you should look inward. And that's just a generality.
It's amazing when you look at the timeline of when a marriage ends and when the next one begins. There's not a lot of cooling off period. Let's bring in Julie Grant. Julie, just first overall, your kind of takeaway from taking a look at her loves and her losses and her divorces and her break. I mean, it seems like everything kind of happens quickly in her life.
Yeah, it's a real roller coaster, isn't it? I mean, her life is just up and down, and trying to make sense of it all it gives you a headache. I mean, today, I had a headache just reading through some of these documents, and some of it, if I wasn't truly seeing it in print with my own 2 eyes, some of these allegations, it's like beyond your wildest imagination. The divorce documents, I was reading through them today from Charles Vallow's divorce, and he's saying the things about her claiming to be a god, and if she got in the way of the mission, she'd murder him. What in the world? It's unbelievable. And then what was really stunning was when we go back to the year 2006, this is after the divorce to Joseph Ryan, that divorce happening in 2004, 2006, she's not abiding by the custody agreement. So I think one good takeaway, Vinny, is that this woman has a history of defying court orders. I mean, today, she's still defying that court order in January to produce her children. Those beautiful kids still missing tonight. This case still pending, as we know. Lots still to be learned as it rolls on.
And what's interesting, if you talk about her life more recently, right, with Charles Vallow, everything went south when she started, following and interacting with Chad Daybell, according to Charles Vallow. But if you go to the really ugly divorce from Joseph Ryan, that predates all of this stuff, right? So that's just who she is. Right.
And he was husband number 3. I mean, this woman's had 5 husbands, 2 missing children. I mean, it's unreal. She thinks she's a god. She belongs to this cult. I mean, it's like something out of a fiction novel. It is sick and twisted as it gets. And to me, I mean, the defiance, the smugness, it's just really and truly one for the books, Vinny. And I think we're going to see a lot more shocking things as she comes back to court. We know she's got a preliminary hearing still ahead, and her attorney requesting all sorts of things, everything under the sun, it seems, in their discovery requests. And the prosecution, they're not having it.
Now, the other part of her, you know, she divorces Joseph Ryan, is splitting up with Charles Vallow. They both are dead. We know about the investigation into Charles Vallow, but how about the investigation into Joseph Ryan's death? What's the status of that? Do we know?
Good question. I'm so glad you asked because I really want to know. We really want to find out. And today, Court TV reached out to the FBI because there have been lots of reports that I've seen in print about the FBI investigating Joseph Ryan's death. And when I saw them, I'm thinking, well, this is interesting. This was so many years ago. He's said to have died from a heart attack. And so we reached out to the FBI field office in Phoenix, and we got a response from their public affairs specialist, Jill McCabe. And she said, and I'm quoting, "As a matter of course, the FBI does not confirm or deny the existence of investigations." So they won't say.
Mum's the word from the FBI. All right, and they're not leaking either. Okay, that's good.
Nah.
Julie Grant, again,
We'll keep
the
trying,
drama
Henry.
continues in this case. Yep, we will continue to cover this. Thank you so much.